I wanted to make a quick video for the administrative console for those people that are hosting a Zoom meeting. As you can see, I've got the Zoom console up. It's really very straightforward. Hosting a meeting is about as easy as it can be. Fire up the Zoom app and then just click New Meeting. Now, most of you probably want to set it up and schedule it. So you can schedule a meeting and create all of that. And it really just adds it to your schedules. Across the top, you'll see what your meetings are that you've set up and set that up. Now, scheduling a meeting doesn't mean you can't hold it any other time except the time you've scheduled it. It's just kind of a reminder, and it puts it in the system and it keeps it there for you. Um, you can fire up a meeting anytime you want. You can send out a scheduled one. It's just kind of good if you send out a schedule that keeps it in the system and it's available and it's there. But it's really pretty straightforward. Across the top, you've got the home button, which is what you see. You've got chat, which allows you to bring up chats with that you've had, start chatting with some other people. You've got the meetings that you've got. I've got a couple of meetings. I don't want to show you those. And then contacts, and I don't have any contacts, so you can set all that up if you want. But really, the home is the big part, and launching meetings is the orange button. What I do want to show you is some of the administrative stuff, which is up here in the corner with the settings, which is the little gear button right under your picture. Click the gear button and it brings up the settings menu. Um, if you've got two monitors, you can use dual monitors to host. You can force people to go into full screen. You can force your screen to go full screen. You can maximize the zoom window when someone is sharing so it pops up. I have a rather large monitor, so I don't do that. I like to scale it and put it on a portion of the monitor because really my monitor is as big as some of y'all's home TVs. You can automatically copy the invitation URL so you can forward it out once the meeting starts and somebody says, hey, can you send that to me? I'm on my phone, whatever. Uh, Confirmation before leaving the meeting, that just basically says when you click leave the meeting, are you sure you want to leave the meeting? Do you want to end it for everybody? I use that just because it's a little reminder and I don't want to accidentally click it. You can show how long the meeting's been running. I don't typically do that. Most of my meetings are scheduled, so I don't use it. It's ad hoc. I add it to the top of my menu bar on a Mac. Side-by-side mode is uh, participants. When you're sharing something, the images will show up for the video for participants. That's kind of nice. You can, if you're having bad connectivity and you really want to make it better for your video, um, and so that you lessen your bandwidth, you can limit your screen size to a certain number of frames per second. Um, you can get a reminder. Again, I don't use those. We won't cover the advanced features today. The other thing is video. You can see I have a background on mine pretty much set up. This gives you a little preview of what your video is, what size you want. Mirror the video, basically flips you around so that your video looks just the way it would be if somebody else was looking at you instead of the uh, instead of um, what it would look like if you were looking at a reverse picture of yourself. So I flip it around so it's more of a mirror view, so it looks like I would look if I'm in the mirror. Um, Touch up my appearance. I probably need to do that. I haven't shaved. I haven't done any of that, and I'm kind of ugly, so maybe this will help, but I don't turn it on. Display your participant name. That's up to you. These are all pretty straightforward. Hide non-video participants if somebody's in and doesn't have a camera. It minimizes their space so you can't see them. Spotlight my video is kind of interesting. What that'll do is when you're talking, it'll pop your video into the frame or it'll highlight you. So that's a nice participant. And then display up to 49 participants. You can have 100. This will display 49 of those people, so you don't have to do the scroll. I just leave it. I think I have 5 or 6 that show up, and I just scroll through and look at whose that is. Audio is where you're going to test your settings. You can see my mic is being populated. You can test your speakers. So this bit pretty much shows where everything is, how everything is working, and you can adjust your settings. You don't want to be all the way up down in the red, and you don't want to be all the way up at the top. So that's a good setting. Pretty straightforward. You can press the space bar to mute and unmute. There are some settings for that. Chat, this is when people chat. You can always show when someone sends a chat. We'll go over that in the main meeting, but here's some settings for that. Virtual background is nice because as you can see in this video, you can see my office. But with Zoom, I like to hide it so everybody can't see my dirty dishes or how messy my office is or what clothes might be hanging on the bar behind me, whatever. And there's a couple of standard ones. And of course, you can use your own. I like these, so I use these. And given that we're in social distancing, this one might be more appropriate. We'll leave it here. Recording, you can automatically record where you want to say it, how big. I don't change any of this stuff. It's up to you if you want to add timestamps, optimize for third party. Pretty much the video is the way it is from Zoom when I record it. Advanced features, we'll go over this later. Statistics really just talks about how much you're using. And my Mac tells me what time it is. Feedback to the Zoom team, keyboard shortcuts. Again, I use a Mac, so these will look a little bit different. So there's a whole list of keyboard shortcuts that you can set up. And we do support accessibility. I don't do any subtitling, so, closed captioning. Sorry, I don't even know how that works, but it's there. So really, that's the advanced features. Hope you like this video, and we'll do some more.